Welcome back to Video Growth Hackers, the place where we help you grow your YouTube channel. So today I have a very important topic to talk to you guys about, and that's thumbnails. Now there's no way for me to stress exactly how important good thumbnails are, but let me tell you, we spend as much time on our thumbnails sometimes as we do filming our entire episode. Now I'm going to walk you through exactly how a customer or a viewer finds your video. So I want you to think along with this mental process. Your viewer has opened up YouTube in a browser or on their mobile phone. They're ready for a mobile browsing experience. They want to be entertained or informed. So the first thing they're going to do is either look at their notifications, either they're going to search, or they're going to look at their homepage to see what YouTube is recommending for them. So now your user is presented with a whole plethora of videos to watch. So what are they going to watch? Maybe they're reading the titles, but I guarantee you the thing that they're doing is scrolling through all these videos and seeing something that just catches their eye. It grabs their attention and it's like, oh man, what is that? Oh, I have to watch that. I have to watch that video. And so really all they're seeing at this point is thumbnails. There have been no videos watched. So I want you to understand that what they're doing is about to give somebody a view, and nobody has watched any videos yet. At this point, the thumbnail is the product. I will repeat that again. The thumbnail is the product. That's it. That's all they're looking at is a selection of thumbnails and picking the one that they like the most. Your video could be the worst video in the history of YouTube, but if you've got a great, engaging, colorful thumbnail that grabs people's attention, you've got a great title that entices them to click, and you've got great SEO, you're gonna get views. You can get views. And this is why you'll sometimes see a terrible video with lots of views, and you're like, well, why does my video, which is great, have nothing? And the answer is usually thumbnails and SEO. Now, a lot of you guys don't know, but I have an art background. So I have a computer art degree, and I'm very, very good with Photoshop and doing thumbnails and high quality, small stuff. I came out of the app industry. I used to be really good at app icons, and app icons are similar in the fact that they're miniature communication devices. So I will be very, very clear about this. Thumbnails are not art, okay? Again, thumbnails are not art. So if you're only concerned with getting this big thumbnail that's on your computer screen to look the most beautiful thumbnail in the world, stop, okay? Stop trying to make it look good. Now, I'm not saying to try to make it look crappy, but making it look good isn't the point. The point is, thumbnails are a communication device, okay? They are the essence of what a billboard on the highway is. But now where the billboard is giant macro, catch your attention from a crazy distance, the thumbnail is super tiny micro billboard that is meant to be viewed on a device. So what do I mean when I say that it's a micro communication device? So what a sign or a billboard is it's a way of communicating information very clearly in a simple format so that people can understand at a quick glance what it is you're selling or what it is you're talking about. So a thumbnail's job is to, at a quick glance for like 1 second, communicate to the viewer what value they should expect to see in this particular episode. So if it's about how to build a piece of furniture, it should be a picture of a guy, with a hammer, working on a chair, okay? And it doesn't matter if he actually did that action in an episode, but if that's what the episode is about, I've communicated that this man is building this chair, and I've shown him in the action. So that is the essence of what this episode is about. Now, another tip is that 60 to 95% of your audience is now mobile. So I urge you to optimize for mobile first. So what does that mean? That means when you're in Photoshop or GIMP or whatever program you're using to edit your thumbnails, you zoom way out until that icon is teeny, teeny, tiny. And if you can't read the text, you can't understand what's going on, then you need to clean and simplify some things. So One major tip I have is to eliminate distraction. So you should focus on 2 or 3 core elements that tell the story of what you're doing. Now, sometimes that means taking all of this distracting stuff in the background and cropping around the person with the lasso tool in order to put them on a simpler background. And I know that's a lot of work, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it if the background is distracting from the viewer or understanding what the episode is about. Another key tip is that you only have so much room to work with. So you have the subject, which right now, let's say this is me, and then up here, you've got room for text, right? Maybe we cut me out, we put me on a simpler background. And what we can do is make sure we leave this area right here empty. Okay, this area is the area where they have the little time thing. So don't put anything here at the bottom right hand corner of your thumbnail. And also this lower area often gets title or some extra text thrown across there. So try to leave that empty too. I would say get your text into the top half or the top left side. I think that works good. If you use text, make sure it's super high contrast. So there's a few contrast combinations that work really, really good. Yellow and black, white and black, blue and yellow, yellow and purple. Oh, this one's important. Red and white. Red and black is not a great color combination. Red is kind of a darker color, so against black it doesn't pop quite as much. So usually what I do is I have text and then I have like an outline stroke around the text that gives the text some extra contrast, and that's really helpful. You also want to focus on text that's bold and readable, that you can see from a clear distance, that's got enough room and negative space or white space around the text where you can clearly read each one of those letters. If the letters or the font is too fancy, sometimes it can be hard to read at a distance. So again, zoom way out with your Photoshop file and make sure that you can still read all of that text. And if you can't, you need to change some things or change the font. Don't be afraid to do a couple revisions of the thumbnail or get somebody else's opinion. Say, hey, between these 2 thumbnails, which one do you like? Which one pops out to you more? Maybe it's a couple different colored backgrounds. Maybe it's some different text or arranged in a different way. But usually once we're finished a thumbnail, my wife and I will sit down and we'll have a conversation about it. Or maybe we'll produce a couple different versions and we'll kind of talk about what ones we like. But we can often go through up to 4 or 5 revisions of a thumbnail before we finally decide on the one that is the best one possible. But we put that much thought into the thumbnail. So I encourage you guys, don't skip past the thumbnail. It is a very, very important part of your process. So I encourage you guys to do a little mini 5-minute photo shoot on every single episode that you produce. I want you to think about it in the beginning. What story am I telling? What kind of shot am I trying to get? Like, envision in your mind what the perfect thumbnail would be for this episode. And I want you to try to create that. So take 5 minutes. It's not long, but just take 5 minutes to say, okay, we're going to do a quick thumbnail photo shoot. We're going to try to get the person. We're going to try to get it in front of the action, what people are talking about, and try to hone in on what it is that this episode is really about. If you get a really good photograph of, you holding up this thing that you're talking about, or a picture of you with a crazy face going, and then some text over here saying what I'm talking about, that might be good as well. So think about what it is that you're going to communicate and then make a photo shoot just to do that. So that's it for today's episode. Some little tips on how to make awesome thumbnails. I think in the future I'm going to be doing a Photoshop tutorial that's in-depth on exactly how I make my Photoshop thumbnails so that you guys can follow along and get some tips on how to make good thumbnails quickly. All right, this is Jesse for Video Growth Hackers signing out. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you like that and you want more content, make sure you mash that subscribe button so you can get awesome stuff every single week to help you grow your YouTube channel and be successful. All right, see ya.